So last time we just looked into what are the various books that you got to see, what is covered in the first module. So we did look at some artificial intelligence definitions given by people. So we have this person John McCarthy in 1956 who coined this word artificial intelligence. Is an artificial device where what all artificial intelligence is touching what all subjects. Uh, okay, we just talked about the Turing test. You can just look at it at length in the in on any of the YouTube videos there. So there is some history of AI. Uh, so AI has roots in number of scientific disciplines. In fact, computer science and engineering, and philosophy. Why philosophy? Philosophy means darshan. ओके दर्शन शास्त्र इसमें हम रीजनिंग के ऊपर बात करते हैं दैट इज सच ए इम्पॉर्टेंट थिंग दैट वी जस्ट पुट इट असाइड which happens to maybe teach us how to live in fact. Okay, even we can see the roots over there. Why? Because we are talking about humans, and humans are not machines, and not only science and mathematics. huh? You have to know some reasoning why a person thinks the way he thinks. Okay, the cognitive science and psychology, how the human brain works, neurosciences, linguistics, what kind of language are we using, why are we using it, and how do we really construct it. So we can see the birth of AI as far as 1940 till 43 to 56. What are the developments is simplified mathematic models of neurons were created 1943. You have the Turing test in 1950. You have information theory developed, possibility of chess playing computers thought of by Shannon in those that era, tracking some back to the theories given by Aristotle and other people. Then from 1952 to 69, we have that Dartmouth conference. We have McCarthy coming up with this Lisp programming language. All of these words, Herbert Simmons' decision-making theory, you can come across in those times. Okay. Various these words, heuristic search, all of these words were coined in this era. Heuristic with thumb rule of thumb. When we think that a lot of decisions have to be made, a lot of paths are there. You do a heuristic search. Okay, emphasis on knowledge came into 1966 to 74, wherein what is knowledge? A collection of information there, and how to just connect to all that information to come up with something, some decision. So that is knowledge. And declarative procedural representations of the knowledge, if then else rules happen to just emerge here. How to represent knowledge, that was you have knowledge based systems. Even today we are not able to, so you are having some explicit knowledge and you have some tacit knowledge. Explicit knowledge which can be written in if then else rules, but there is some tacit knowledge, it's just there in the human brain, you cannot codify it. So how to really bring even that knowledge onto the system and store it somewhere. A lot of work has been done there. Knowledge based systems have done really huge, and which and we have come up with some various knowledge based systems like Dendral, Mycin, all of these, wherein Dendral is the first knowledge intensive system determining 3D structures of complex chemical compounds. And Mycin is the first rule based expert system containing 450 rules for diagnosis of blood infectious diseases. So you do not need a person over there to really tell you that the person is having a blood infectious disease. But if it's is able, this mycin is able to just take inputs from the patient and decide upon based on 250 rules. Similarly, you have this concept of expert systems. Expert system is a framework for building programs that record the knowledge of domain experts. So, if a person is an expert, suppose a person is a heart disease expert, then what all knowledge he has in if then else rules, you are just putting there. And so there is a inference engine, a shell there, which is going to just work with all these if then else rules in small amount of time and then come up with a decision. That is an expert system. So you have specific domain knowledge to which it is going to target. So Prospector is the first knowledge-based system that made significant profit. The geological E is for this mineral deposits. Matlab, it is going and seeing whether this particular area has got some mineral deposits or not, so that we can just mine that place. Huh? All of this intelligent systems, I hope they are not really doing. I hope they keep doing good for the humanity and nature in the long run, and not destroy it. In fact, you'll have to keep in mind, all of you all, when you're using all these intelligent systems, you have to keep in mind, we are not destroying the environment, because the way it is moving, you can see how this time they have just raised the Amazon forest. Hmm? Maximum number of plants have trees have been just raised to the ground to create some space. They are thinking that there is some oil under that or whatever. Now, Amazon is a lung for the whole of the world. And if we are just going to look at these mining, we are now having such big machineries, and we have got those intelligent systems which can tell us what gold, what diamonds are there under the earth. We do not know how valuable are those trees which are just pumping out oxygen so that we can breathe. As you know that maximum nowadays, leave aside corona, but just because of air pollution levels that is go on high. In fact, the lung diseases are the second most dreaded uh, reasons, for deaths. So leave aside corona, otherwise also the air quality that we are breathing is gone down so much. So if we are going to build such AIs which are going to be not very responsible, I don't know where we are going. So we have to look into that before we just binge on to these systems. AI became a industry in 80s to 89, wide applications in various domains. We know how it is really impacting us. You are no more having any freedom. Whatever you are want to buy is all decided by the ads that are coming on your TV or mobile phones. You are no more. You think that you are free, but you are not. Actually, you have become more dependent now. You do not have free will anymore, because whatever actions that you're doing on the mobile, what kind of likes you are having, what kind of pages that you are searching, what you have bought the other day, huh? What particular page you were on maximum number of time, all of that decides. And the companies are targeting you like anything. And आपको लगता है आप अपने मर्जी से कुछ कर रहे हो, आप अपनी मर्जी से कुछ नहीं कर रहे हो. It's all being programmed for you. So I don't know how much independent are we really becoming, in fact. So we really have to look into it. So in 90s, we have more realistic goals, more practical, application oriented, more practical. We can see a lot of them, na? Alexa and all of them, the Tesla cars and all of them coming up. So we have gone a long way. That started off in maybe more popular in 40s, but we can now really see it emerging. In fact, so I don't know. We'll have to look into it, students. Where are we going? Where are we moving? Have we got any freedom ourselves about it, and do any kind of work in AI? In fact, even Elon Musk is saying, or even Stephen Hawking, if you've heard, have you have you read any book or anything about Stephen Hawking? What he has talked about, all this intelligence, artificial intelligence, and all. Anyone has read? Anyone has seen what Elon Musk is saying? Who is he? Anyone can throw in some idea about it. In fact, Stephen Hawking says that just don't overdo this AI business. We may really land up with some robots which will be so intelligent by 2050. They are saying they will almost like a human. We are going to create this robot. They will create more robots of their types. तो वो खुद भी बना पाएंगे, आप नहीं बना रहे हो सिर्फ, वो खुद भी बनाएंगे. जब वो खुद बनाएंगे तो फिर किस तरह से होगा? You can just direct them anywhere, isn't it? You can direct them for destruction, you can direct them for benefit. Like if you can want to pull out someone from the flooded areas, maybe a human is not employed there, a robo is employed there, and he can do a good task. He will not get tired also, doing a good task. But if a person is drawn towards the negative side, you know how what destructive that person can be. Anyways, okay. So we have application of AI in gaming, natural language processing, expert system, vision. Uh, we have it in speech recognition, handwriting recognition, intelligent robots, so on. Okay. What is the future of AI? We did, there are two actually, two thought processes. Cognists are saying they believe that human consciousness cannot be simulated. There is another theory, another thought process which is going on, which say that it is possible and it is not possible. There are two type of people here. So, but in 2050 or 45 around, they think that they will get a breakthrough and we'll have super intelligent AI systems there. So let's wait and see. Okay. The one basic problems in AI is the question of what intelligence is exactly. How can we recreate a learning, thinking mind with technology? Is it even possible? Some do not think so. So these are some people who have talked about it, that since we do not know what exactly is intelligence just gathering of the knowledge that you have gathered from your birth? Hmm? Is it that only? Only what have been stored in the memory of yours, or is intelligence more than that? Uh, do you really, are you a robo or a human? How does it differentiate? You have a lot of knowledge base. Even the knowledge base goes in the robo also. Then how is the robo different from you? What all knowledge you have gathered from birth, if that is fed into a robo, then what is the difference? The robo is not going to tire, but a human is going to tire. It has its own problems, you know. What happens if you say that I want to get up in the morning 5 o'clock? If you train a computer, a robo to do it, it will untirelessly get up at 5, and it will be on by 5. But you may think like, okay, snooze कर देते हैं, 8 बजे उठेंगे, 10 बजे उठेंगे, हाँ करते हैं ना. What drives you? But you had given yourself an instruction that no, I have to get up at 5. But what drives the human take other decisions? It's so complex. Anyways, what is human consciousness? This person has argued about it. So we do not have any. We did talk about dreaming, isn't it? Last time, yeah, how creativity, what lies under the creative ways a person behaves, it's just not known to us. So I think they think that it's a long way to go. Anyways, so we did see strong and hard and strong AIs, weak and strong AIs. So sorry. Then we looked at mundane, formal, and expert tasks. So different types of tasks that are there. मंडेन टास्क मतलब डे टू डे टास्क जो हो सकते हैं, जैसे कि आपने बोलना सीखा, चलना सीखा, है ना, अंडरस्टैंड लैंग्वेज को समझना सीखा, दैट इज अ मंडेन टास्क. फॉर्मल टास्क जैसे कि जहाँ मैथमेटिक्स सीखी या बोर्ड गेम सीखा, कोई गेम खेलना सीखा आपको, दैट इज फॉर्मल. एंड यू बिकेम एन एक्सपर्ट ऑन सर्टन थिंग. Something you got trained on, maybe you got trained on playing guitar, you became an expert on guitar. The problem of AI is directly associated with the nature of humans and their activities. So we need a number of finite steps to solve a problem, which makes easy, humans work easy in fact. So we did look at a water jet problem. What are the sequence of ways of human things to solve some complex problem? And I also told you to just go through the river crossing problem. We'll in fact talk about it in the coming slides. So whenever you have a problem at hand, you do something called a goal formulation and you do something called a problem formulation. So this goal formulation is one is one is the first and the simple step for problem solving. The first step, in fact, first you decide your goal. You want to go to college. You decide that you have to go to college, isn't it? What time? At 9 o'clock. So how do you go about it? The goal is what? To reach at 9 o'clock to college. Huh? Then you think about how to go about it, isn't it? So the goal organizes finite steps to formulate a goal is to set a particular type. Now today the formulation of the goal is based on AI agents right now, but what is the ultimate state that you want to be in is what is a goal. Okay, so problem formulation is about finite steps that you take. So today an IT, in fact information technology, decides what action to take if you are talking about intelligent agents. Okay, in an intelligent agent you would be having a software agent which takes decision. So what is an agent? An agent is anything that can perceive its environment through sensors, act upon the environment, and then how do you act upon the environment is through effectors or actuators. So what are actuators and effectors? And what are sensors? So if you have to reach the college, what do? You have a goal set, then you decide whether you have to go walking to the college or you have to go by a train or a bus to the college or by a motorbike to the college, whatever. And the sensor perceives. Suppose if you look outside, so maybe you're using your eye to see whether it's raining, or you're hearing, you're using the ears to see that it's raining, or maybe if you're walked out already and it starts raining, you can feel that it's raining on your skin, and then maybe you use an umbrella. So sensors are for a human being, the sensors are the five sense organs. Okay, and the same sensors in an artificial agent would be cameras, uh, uh, for vision maybe, microphones, cameras, and all. Okay, so if you can what are actuators or effectors? Effectors kya hai? You move with your legs, isn't it? You pick up a certain thing with your hands, so these are effectors. But what are actuators? Certain muscles or certain arm, isn't it? Your arm, your muscles are being utilized to lift a particular object that you use with the with your hand. So hand, maybe the fingers are holding a particular object to lift, but if your muscles are not properly working, will not be able to lift the object. So actuators are the complete mechanisms that go behind it, and effectors are the actual thing, the hand, the finger that is holding the object. That is an effector. So an agent is using sensors to perceive the environment. The sensors help in perceiving the environment, and the agent, with the help of these actuators, happen to take action in that particular environment. It has got these actuators are having effectors, which in fact actually um interact with the environment. Okay, so perceptors means maybe your fingers are the perceptors. Effectors, sorry, effectors are your fingers are your effectors. An actuator is a complete muscle system that is made in this arm. Okay, that is an actuator. So when an agent receives a request to perform an action, it will make its own judgment in the search of its goal and will be most successful if it takes the right action at the right time. So agent is one of the key components of AI. So that can be a software system, or it can be a person, or it can be a robo also. So it should be having certain properties. The agent should be having certain properties, should have an autonomy, have control over its own movement, reactivity. After some duration of time, the agent will react to the change in the environment, and also agent has the ability to decide when to take action. Proactivity, agent has the capability to react in the best possible way. So proactivity is what we really want. Reactivity may not be right at all the time, but it has to react. Okay, so ability to set goals, should be able to set goals according to the requirement. And persistent, the agent is supposed to do that particular task persistently without stopping. So these are what are the properties that we want an agent to have. For example, if it is a human agent, what are the sensors? The five sensory organs are the sensor for a human being. Actuators are hands, legs, mouth. You have powered by what? You're powered by muscle. And in case of robo, you have a camera that is able to see, like eyes. Infrared is able to the gates open themselves, isn't it? There is an infrared that reads it, or a tap which is having an infrared sensor, and water happens to just flow as you just bring your hand near the tap. Okay. Actuators क्या हो सकते हैं? It can be the wheels are bringing that particular object, moving that particular object, like legs. Okay, in a human being we have legs. In an actuator, in a robo we have wheels, we have light to see, speakers to say something, microphone for inputs, grippers for gripping a particular object, and often they are powered by motors. And a software agent, what we want, in fact, information functions as sensors. uh, Information provided as inputs to functions in form of encoded bit strings or symbols. So you have got software agents. uh, they may take an input, and a function takes an input and happens to process it and give an output, powered by software. So there's the simple terms are there. Some percept is an agent's perceptual inputs at any given time. So whenever a percept word is used, it is a agent's perceptual inputs at any given time. So it is an camera. What is the perception for how far is it can we zoom in, zoom out, and what object it can see? There is a percept sequence, a complete history of everything that the agent has ever perceived. So what all is in his its experience is what is a percept history for that particular camera. If it has looked at five objects, then it has got a history of these objects that it has looked at, and now it can recognize it. So the environment, what do we need to specify here? That there is an agent space, action space, and there is a percept space, and the environment. So an agent is perceiving something from the environment and taking action. So there is something called a perception space. Means any artificial agent is not able to do everything like a human being. It is created for a certain task, and it has got certain perceptory possibilities. Okay, the environment as a string of mapping for, okay, the complete environment that is looking at, it is supposed to work in. So agent interacts with the environment through sensors and actuators and effectors. So it is taking the input from the environment, um, thinking about it, and giving the output back to the environment. So the properties of an intelligent agent is it is able to do asynchronous movement of an agent. An agent has control on its own movement. Uh, System is autonomous to extent that its own behavior is determined by its own experience and knowledge. Autonomy है, उसको खुद ही डिसाइड कर सकता है, उसके पास इतनी नॉलेज है, उस अपने डोमेन में, लिमिटेड डोमेन में वो एक्ट कर सकता है. And to survive, the agent has to have enough built-in knowledge to survive. So a vacuum cleaner is built to wash, to clean a particular floor, and if it is asked to go and clean the floor above, it doesn't know how to go by the steps above or use the lift to go above. Other, if it has the knowledge about it, then he will able to go to the floor above and clean the other rooms. So there is something called an architecture agent. What is an architecture? The machinery that a agent executes on is what is an agent architecture. Agent behavior is mathematically described by an agent function. So agent function is going to take a input, and it has got some perceptory sequence. Okay, we just look at the river crossing puzzle. If you have not looked at the video, uh, what is this river crossing puzzle? It is just explaining how complicated things can be. Here, what are we saying is there is a goat, there is a man, a wolf, and a cabbage on one side of the river, and there is a boat, and only two things can go on that one time. तो वो जो बोट है उसमें दो ही चीजें जा सकते हैं एक टाइम पर, and the whole set of entities are on one side of the river, and they have to be transported to the other side of the river. There are some constraints about what कैन गो टुगेदर एंड व्हाट कैन नॉट गो टुगेदर। जैसे कि कोई भी सिस्टम बनाते हैं आप, तो हर एक चीज का एक कंस्ट्रेंट होता है, तो इसमें भी जैसे कंस्ट्रेंट है। तो ये बता रहे हैं कि आपको इन सभी चारों जनों को दूसरी रिवर साइड में जाना है, मगर जाने के कुछ कुछ कंस्ट्रेंट्स है। कंस्ट्रेंट्स ये है कि दो ही चीजें जा सकती हैं ऑन द अदर साइड, एंड वी वांट, व्हाट इज द गोल, वी वांट टू ब्रिंग ऑल दीज फोर टू द अदर साइड ऑफ द रिवर। Now the constraints are क्या है? If a man keeps goat with the cabbage on one side, what will happen? The goat will eat the cabbage, and so they could not go together. या तो सब बोट में भी साथ में नहीं जा सकते और अकेले एक तरफ रह नहीं सकते। Likewise, a man cannot keep the wolf with the goat, because the wolf may eat the goat up. So there are so many constraints to it. So all of these constraints have to be taken into consideration, and whatever possibility is there, that is to be taken into consideration. And how do we really come to a solution to it? So जैसे water jug का problem था, उसमें किस तरह से आपने 5 लीटर का जग है, 3 लीटर का जग है और 4 लीटर का पानी आपको नापना है, तो क्या किस तरह से आपने सोचा? So what are the various processes? There is an initial state, then you have certain a goal state, and then you have certain legal actions. लीगल एक्शंस क्या है? जो कि कंस्ट्रेंट्स को वायलेट ना करें, वो होते हैं लीगल एक्शंस। तो द मैन, द वुल्फ, द गोट एंड द कैबेज इज ऑन वन साइड, इनिशियल कंडीशन है। इफ अ मैन टेक्स द वुल्फ with him, then goat and cabbage will remain together. If the man takes this wolf and goat remain together, what will happen? And if a wolf and cow will remain together, what will happen? So these are the three possible states. Now these two are not okay, but this is okay. We can leave the wolf with the cabbage. This is a possible move. Okay, these are the constraints. The boat can have a capacity of 2 only. Okay, we cannot move all of this all together. ये इस तरह से तो मूव कर नहीं सकते हैं, ये साथ में, ये पॉसिबिलिटीज है, मगर ये आप साथ में मूव नहीं कर सकते हैं चारों के चारों को एक साथ। और फाइनल गोल क्या है आपका? सबके सब जो चारों हैं वो उस तरफ चले जाएं। तो द वे वी थिंक, ये एग्जाम्पल इस तरह से दिया हुआ है, वेरी वेरी कॉमन एग्जाम्पल दैट कम्स इन एआई इज, it's very simple. If you can just perceive, just normally how a human thinks when there are there is an initial state, there is a goal state, and there are certain constraints to which you can come to the goal state. So what all ways you go? How do you think when you really move from the initial state to a goal state? So in goal formulation, we decide which aspect we are interested in and which aspect can be ignored. In goal formulation process, the goal is to be set, and we should assess those states in which the goal is satisfied. In problem formulation, we decide how to manipulate the important aspects and ignore the others. So problem formulation involves deciding what action and states to consider given a goal. So in a problem formulation, this is what you look at. Before an agent can start searching for solution, it must formulate a goal. तो पहले गोल को डिसाइड करे बगैर आप डिसीजन चालू नहीं करते। आपको कॉलेज जाना है, ये आपका गोल है कि नहीं है? आपको शायद मूवी देखने जाना है, ये गोल है आपका, और आप सीधे चल पड़े घर से बाहर। कई बार ऐसा होता है क्या? होता है ना कई बार। सो फर्स्ट डिसाइड द गोल before agent can start searching for the solution. The goal has to be fixed, and then use the goals to formulate the problem. So without doing goal formulation, if we do the problem formulation, we will not know what to include in our problem and what to leave and what should be achieved. So problem formulation must follow goal formulation. This means problem formulation must be done only after the goal formulation is done. It's fixed. So for every problem formulation, searching problem consists of 3 parts: initial state, description of the problem, set of legal operators, and the final state. Okay. So agent is, okay, this we have already looked at. So what is an agent? In fact, it has, we look at the job of deciding an auto taxi driver. No, we look at the job of designing an auto taxi driver. Or so what do we look at? We must first think about the percepts, the action, the goal, and the environment. What are the percepts for that particular automated taxi driver? What are theirs to so that he can perceive the environment? What all actions that it can take? What are the goals and what is the kind of environment that they are looking at? So whenever you are thinking of making an intelligent agent, then all of this is what, all of these four things you'll have to look into. Hmm? So if it is an automatic taxi, what you will say? How do we perceive the environment? By the cameras. Huh? These are the perceptionary or sensory sensors that will help you perceive the environment. The taxi driver will need to know it is, what else is on the road, and how fast it is moving. It has to know that. No? That's why it needs what? It needs a camera, it needs a speedometer. Where he is, he needs to know with the GPS. Okay, or maybe a sonar, how far he is from a particular object. आगे वाली गाड़ी से कितना दूर है, sonar will tell it. And maybe a microphone. This information can be obtained from the percept provided by one or more controller, TV camera, speedometer, odometer. To control the vehicle properly, especially on the curves, it should have a accelerometer to detect the distance of other cars and obstacles. It will require electronic map, etc., or infrared cameras or sonar sensors. It requires कितने distance पर है किसी अलग object से. So all are these percepts. What are the actions a particular taxi driver would be taking? Steer the wheel, accelerate, brake, talk to the passenger. If it is an automatic passenger जो अंदर आ रहा है उससे पूछेगा ना कहाँ जाना है, कहाँ जाना है, या जो भी कुछ इनपुट चाहिए रहता है पैसेंजर से, all of that has to be collected, isn't it? So it needs a microphone or a keyboard or maybe any input जिस भी तरीके से पैसेंजर उसे दे सके. Action available to the taxi driver will be more or less the same ones available to a human driver, isn't it? Control over the engine, through the gas, control over the steering, brakes. In addition, it will also need an output over the screen and voice synthesizer to communicate. Okay, so these are, so any given environment that is given to you, you will have to come up with all of this. What are the percepts? What are the actions? What are the goals? And what are the environment? So, what are the goals for it? टैक्सी ड्राइवर ऑटोमेटेड टैक्सी जो चला रहे हैं उसका गोल क्या है? सेफली उस पैसेंजर को अपनी जगह पर पहुंचाना, कहीं और नहीं पहुंचाना है, उसी जगह पर पहुंचाना जहां उसे जाना है. फास्ट, जल्दी से जल्दी पहुंचाना है, लीगल तरीके से, रेड लाइट्स क्रॉस नहीं करनी है, कंफर्टेबल ट्रिप रहे, बम्प्स के बम्पर्स आ रहे हैं और उस पर आप दौड़ा रहे हैं, वो पैसेंजर इज नॉट गोइंग टू फील गुड अबाउट इट, इजंट इट? मोरओवर, the profit should be maximized. What are the environments in which the taxi is going to work? The road, the traffic, the pedestrian, the customer, all of these are the environment for this automated taxi driver agent. So whenever an agent or a particular this is given to us, we have to talk about the agent and what are these four things. Moreover, there is something called a performance evaluation. Why? We would need to decide what kind of driving environment the taxi will face. Should it operate on local roads? ये सब चीजें तो environment के ऊपर आ गए. But how will you decide the performance? The performance of the agent will be evaluated in terms of agent function. It is done on the basis of what type of output the agent is generating according to the input. For example, if it is a cleaning machine, then performance will be judged on cleaning quality. क्या चीज गोल क्या है उसका, उस हिसाब से उसका परफॉर्मेंस जनरेट जज किया जाएगा, ना कि उसने कितनी इलेक्ट्रिसिटी कंज्यूम करी. कोई वैक्यूम क्लीनर है तो हम उसको कैसे जज कर रहे हैं भी उसने कितनी वॉट ऑफ एनर्जी वाज यूज्ड बाय द, दैट इज नॉट हाउ इट इज. व्हाट इज इट्स गोल, वाज द गोल अचीव्ड और नॉट? Is a place on which the agent lives, operates, and gathers sense and acts upon. That is what is an agent. For an automated driver, desirable qualities include getting to the correct destination. तो performance measure कैसे find करेंगे आप? उसे जगह पर पहुंचाया है कि नहीं पैसेंजर को, कम से कम फ्यूल में पहुंचाया है कि नहीं, मिनिमम वियर एंड टियर हुआ है कि नहीं कार का, minimizing the trip time, the cost, minimizing the violation of traffic laws and disturbance of to other drivers, maximizing the safety and passenger comfort, has it been looked into? All of this decides the performance measure. Okay, so जगह से इनिशियल से फाइनल स्टेट पर तो आ गए, मगर उसका परफॉर्मेंस बराबर था कि नहीं, दैट हैज टू बी मेजर्ड. So we are having something called P's representation of an agent. P's system is used to categorize similar agents together. A P's system delivers the performance measure with respect to the environment, actuator, and sensors of the respective agents. Most of the highest performing agents are rational agents. What are rational agents? Rational agent considers all possibility and chooses to perform the highly efficient task. For example, it chooses the shortest path with lowest cost and high efficiency. Uh, okay. So अगर आपको ये टैक्सी ड्राइवर है तो आप ये सब हम देख ही चुके हैं. व्हाट इज द परफॉर्मेंस मेजर? परफॉर्मेंस क्या है? Performance measure is the unit of to define the success of the agent. What is the environment, the surrounding? What are the actuators in case of taxi? What would it be? And what are the sensors that are perceiving the environment? So in this case, in case of taxi, you are what is the performance measure? Getting to the correct destination with less cost and highly safe movement. What is the environment? Variety of roads, traffic, different type of this passengers. Accelerators, किस तरह से गाड़ियाँ चलती हैं, स्टेयरिंग, ब्रेक्स, डोर्स कैसे ओपन होंगे एंड ऑल दैट. डोर वुड बी अ परसेप्टर फॉर इट, फॉर इफेक्टर फॉर इट. सेंसर्स, कैमराज हैं, जीपीएस है, आईआर सेंसर्स यूज हो रहे हैं, ये सब हो गए आपके सेंसर्स फॉर अ पर्टिकुलर ऑटो टैक्सी ड्राइवर. अब ये कोई दूसरा एक सिचुएशन देखें, उसमें आप बता सकेंगे क्या परफॉर्मेंस मेजर क्या है, एनवायरनमेंट क्या है, सेंसर क्या है उसके, और एक्चुएटर्स क्या हैं उसके. बता सकेंगे आप? So what is P's representation? Performance measure for P, E for environment, A for actuator, and S for sensor. Okay. अगर मेडिकल डायग्नोस्टिक सिस्टम है तो क्या आप उसमें बता सकते हैं? बताएं जरा. एक मेडिकल डायग्नोस्टिक सिस्टम बनाया है, सपोज कीजिए कोरोना है कि नहीं है, तो क्या आप बता सकते हैं परफॉर्मेंस मेजर क्या होगा, उसका एनवायरनमेंट क्या होगा, उसका एक्चुएटर क्या होगा, या उसका सेंसर क्या होगा? कैन एनीवन थिंक ऑफ इट? राइट इट ऑन द राइट ऑन द दिस थिंग ना, ऑन द चैट. व्हाट डू यू थिंक इज अ एक्चुएटर, or what do you think is an environment out there in a medical diagnosis? परफॉर्मेंस मेजर क्या है? एक तो प्रॉपर डायग्नोसिस होना चाहिए, यही है ना परफॉर्मेंस मेजर. यस और नो? अगर प्रॉपर डायग्नोसिस हुआ है कि नहीं है, उससे परफॉर्मेंस मेजर किया जाएगा सिस्टम का. जो प्रिस्क्रिप्शन दिया गया उस पर्टिकुलर पेशेंट को, एक्यूरेट एकदम प्रिस्क्रिप्शन दिया गया, उससे परफॉर्मेंस मेजर होगा. एडवाइस जो दी गई उसको, क्योंकि ये मेडिकल डायग्नोस्टिक सिस्टम है, एक ऑटोमेटेड सिस्टम है, मे बी इट इज अ सॉफ्टवेयर टू विच अ सिस्टम, अ पेशेंट इज टॉकिंग टू. ओके, and it is not a real doctor. So it is giving certain advice to this patient. Now if the advice is correct or not, if the advice is correct, कोई सही डॉक्टर बैठा हुआ है उस वहाँ और वो बता रहा है हाँ अभी इसने सही एडवाइस दी है और इस वक्त एडवाइस सही नहीं दिया, कितनी बार ये सही एडवाइस दे रहा है? 99% अगर सही एडवाइस दे रहा है, 99.9%, देन इन केस ऑफ मेडिकल केसेस इट इज ओके, हाई एक्यूरेसी चाहिए उधर. तो उससे आप परफॉर्मेंस मेजर करेंगे सिस्टम का. तो क्या एनवायरनमेंट क्या है उसके, इस पर्टिकुलर मेडिकल डायग्नोस्टिक सिस्टम के एनवायरनमेंट क्या है? पेशेंट, जो हॉस्पिटल स्टाफ है, ही इज मे बी जो व्यक्ति यहाँ वहाँ बैठा है वो बता रहा है कि नहीं ये सही एडवाइस हुई और ये सही एडवाइस नहीं हुई, उससे भी एनवायरनमेंट जज होगा. ओके. एंड व्हाट आर एक्चुएटर्स? एक्चुएटर्स कुड बी अ स्क्रीन डिस्प्ले. क्वेश्चन जो पूछ रहा है कोई पेशेंट, ट्रीटमेंट और एडवाइस दिया जा रहा है, स्क्रीन डिस्प्ले जो इन्फॉर्मेशन उसको मिल रही है, कुड बी एन एक्चुएटर. And आप sensors could be something like a symptom देखने के लिए, maybe it is a camera which is able to see the symptom of the person, or maybe you're feeding in the test report. Okay, to the system. Could be a sensor. Similarly, can you think of P's representation for a vacuum cleaner? इसी तरह से P's representation क्या है? Performance बताइए उसका, performance measure बताइए, environment बताइए, actuator बताइए और sensor बताइए for a vacuum cleaner. Okay, the vacuum case में you will have something to perceive. So perception, action, goal, and environment is something called a page description. Huh? In agent architecture में you have something called a page description: perception, action, goal, and environment. So perceive क्या करना है? Dirt और clean. Where is it? किधर है वो? क्लीन है या नहीं है? कोई पर्टिकुलर टाइल्स को साफ करें, सपोज ये दो टाइल्स हैं, ए और बी दो टाइल्स हैं. अभी वैक्यूम क्लीनर की जगह किधर है, कहाँ है वैक्यूम क्लीनर और डर्ट है कि नहीं है. बी टाइल पर वैक्यूम क्लीनर नहीं है मगर डर्ट है. एक्शन क्या होगा? मूव करना, लेफ्ट राइट, गो एंड सक द डस्ट, डू नथिंग. साफ हो गया पूरा, सब टाइल साफ हो गए, 10 टाइल से 20 टाइल से सब साफ हो गए, तो आप शांति से बैठ गए, कुछ नहीं करना है इस वैक्यूम क्लीनर को अभी. व्हाट इज द गोल? नो डर्ट शुड बी लेफ्ट इन एनी स्क्वायर, एनी पर्टिकुलर टाइल शुड नॉट बी लेफ्ट आउट. Environment is one of the 8 states that are there. We'll look at the 8 states. It is quite easy to see. One of the 8 states के कहाँ भी हो सकता है ना, वो टाइल ए पर है और टाइल बी पर है, किधर है और किस तरह से देख रहा है. हो सकता है वो यहाँ अगर है टाइल ए पर, वो डस्ट को ले लेगा अंदर, तो क्या स्टेट पर आएंगे? इस टाइल पर कोई डस्ट रहेगी नहीं. अब क्या करना है? इस जगह पर डस्ट है तो क्या करेगा? वो मूव करेगा इस जगह पर और इस डस्ट को ले लेगा अपने अंदर, और फिर क्या होगा कि दोनों टाइल साफ हो जाएंगे. या तो फिर वो हो सकता है वो इधर होता, तो क्या मूवमेंट होता? ये 8 स्टेट्स बताई हुई है. डायग्राम दैट इज जस्ट सिंप्लीफाइंग द वैक्यूम स्टेट स्पेस. तो व्हाट आर द वेरियस परसेप्ट सीक्वेंस क्या है? ए क्लीन, ए डर्टी, बी क्लीन है क्या, बी डर्टी है. तो क्या करना है? ए क्लीन है तो कुछ नहीं करना है, राइट मूव करना है, लेफ्ट मूव करना है, डट सक करना है, ये सब. तो ये फंक्शन क्या हुआ इसका? ये फंक्शन है रिफ्लेक्स वैक्यूम एजेंट. इफ द स्टेटस इज डर्टी देन टेक द डर्ट इन, एल्स लीव टू लोकेशन ए, टर्न राइट और टर्न लेफ्ट, जो भी आपके जो द वे द वैक्यूम क्लीनर हैज मूव्ड अराउंड. परफॉर्मेंस मेजर क्या है? an objective function that determines how agent does successfully. 90%, 30% कुछ measure हो सकता है आपका performance का. An agent based on its perception, there is an agent action sequence. Okay, there is something called a rational action and something called I'll just come to rationality right away. What is rational at any given point in time? Performance measure defining the criteria for success, agent's prior knowledge of the environment, best possible action that an agent takes, and agent's percept sequence. What is rationality? Rational आपको बोला जाके सब्जी लेके आइए वहां से बाहर से, और आप लेके आ गए लौकी, और मम्मी ने कहा कि लौकी ऑलरेडी है, आप लौकी क्यों लेके आए? तो आप बोलोगे आपने पता ही नहीं था, आपको इन्फॉर्मेशन तो थी नहीं. तो रैशनैलिटी क्या है? कि जो भी इन्फॉर्मेशन आपके पास है उसके हिसाब से आपने बेस्ट परफॉर्म किया. That is what is rationality. And moreover, there is something called a rational ignorance. Rational ignorance क्या है? I hope we are talking about it here. Rational ignorance, yeah. An ideal rational agent should, for each possible percept sequence, do whatever actions will be maximum to its performance, based upon the percept sequence, built-in knowledge and acquired knowledge. तो एक होता है एक built-in knowledge है और एक acquired knowledge है. Okay. यू हैव अ बिल्ट इन नॉलेज जिस लौकी पसंद नहीं मुझे, मैं नहीं लेके आया इसीलिए. एक्वायर्ड नॉलेज, कल पता था, आप लोग कुछ बोल रहे थे कि ये सब्जी लानी है तो इसलिए लेके आ गए. और एक होता है रैशनल इग्नोरेंस, कि आपके दायरे के बाहर है, जरूर उस, और रैशनल इग्नोरेंस मतलब वो जानना जरूरी नहीं है, क्योंकि उसको जानने के लिए या तो बहुत कॉस्ट लगने वाला है जो कि बहुत इम्पैक्ट नहीं करेगा सोल्यूशन के लिए, या तो जरूरत नहीं है. जैसे कि वैक्यूम क्लीनर काम कर रहा है कमरे के अंदर, तो बाहर बारिश हो रही है कि नहीं उसको उसको जानने की जरूरत नहीं है. तो दैट इज रैशनल इग्नोरेंस. ओके, so rational ignorance is refraining from acquiring knowledge when the supposed cost of educating oneself is an issue एक्सीड्स पोटेंशियल बेनिफिट, उसका पोटेंशियल बेनिफिट बहुत कम है। आप लोग तो बहुत ज्यादा यूज करते हैं ना बच्चे लोग रैशनल इग्नोरेंस को, है ना, यहाँ की जब जानना नहीं है तो नहीं जानना है, क्या करना है जान के, है ना, क्यों परेशान होना है, क्योंकि वो कोई फायदा नहीं है, या तो फिर बहुत जानने में बहुत समय लगेगा, वो पर्टिकुलर मॉड्यूल को छोड़ देते हैं एग्जाम के लिए, पढ़ते ही नहीं है उसको, रैशनल इग्नोरेंस, पढ़ते ही नहीं है क्योंकि एग्जाम में नहीं आने वाला, किसी काम का नहीं है, अपने आपने जैसे भी सोचा हो उसके बारे में, a lot of effort is going to go into that, so you have thought in certain ways to just leave that aside, or you thought that this particular module is not really bringing any knowledge to you, so you can just leave it aside. So that is what is rational ignorance. So I took an example. So like a vacuum cleaner is working in a particular room, it doesn't have the knowledge of just climb the stair and go to the other floor and clean. इट इज, इसका डोमेन है उस पर्टिकुलर फ्लोर पर, उसका पर्टिकुलर कमरे में उसको सफाई करनी है, तो वो काम उसने बराबर किया है कि नहीं, it doesn't know how to go to the other, so it depends upon the scope of a particular agent. Okay, I think we can just skip this one. Fine. Okay, I think that's it for the today. This is all repetition. I'll just give this for your I'll keep this for your slides for you all to just look into. Okay, students, anything anyone has to say? Quite a general information is there in this, nothing very specific about it. Just know about the P's representation, जो कि आपने देखा कोई बहुत difficult कुछ है नहीं उसके अंदर. The P's representation for any particular case study that is given, so you should know how to write the performance क्या है, अब measure क्या है उसका, environment क्या है, actuators क्या है और sensors क्या है, ये आप बताना. जैसे हमने एग्जाम्पल देखा टैक्सी ड्राइवर का, हमने देखा एग्जाम्पल मेडिकल डायग्नोसिस सिस्टम का, और एग्जाम्पल देखा हमने ये वैक्यूम क्लीनर का. सो यू शुड नो टू राइट दिस, है ना, परफॉर्मेंस, एनवायरनमेंट एंड एक्चुएटर एंड सेंसर फॉर अ गिवन सिस्टम. आई होप यू हैव गॉट दिस.